Suddenly, the glitter felt heavy, and the cameras closed in on cracks no one wanted to see. Behind crowded premieres and magazine covers, private storms started brewing, tearing at the seams of Ali MacGraw's once dreamlike world. As her romance with Steve McQueen reached its brightest, shadows of insecurity and mistrust crept in. The excitement of Hollywood success that once seemed like an endless party began to reveal a lonely side, where jealousy ruled, and even small moments of everyday happiness came at a steep price. Moving through film sets, Ali found herself sacrificing her own passions and dreams just to keep peace at home. Steve's demands grew stricter, his temper sharper, and she often walked on eggshells, worrying that one wrong move would set off another argument. Holidays became tense, and laughter turned into silence, echoing through the halls of their beautiful, but empty, house. Over time, Ali faced not just heartbreak, but a sense of losing her own identity, caught between loving someone deeply and slowly forgetting the parts of herself that once brought her joy. Even surrounded by fame, she was left searching for belonging and safety, longing for the day when she would find herself whole again. Suddenly, with the release of the film Goodbye Columbus in 1969, Ali MacGraw became a prominent name in the film industry. She played Brenda Patamkin, a character whose charm, spirit, and complexity drew audiences in and showcased Ali's natural talent. This role was not only her entry point into major Hollywood films, but also launched her career and made directors and producers take notice of her abilities. With her fresh look and authentic style, she gave Brenda a sense of depth that made the character memorable to viewers and critics alike. Because of her performance in this film, Ali quickly became one of the most desired actresses in Hollywood around that time. Her involvement with Goodbye Columbus changed her career overnight, giving her opportunities for leading roles and setting the stage for her continued success in film. The impact of her portrayal remained one of the highlights of her early career, solidifying her place in the industry as an actress who could bring layered emotion to the screen and hold her own among established stars. Even though there was an intense love between Ali MacGraw and Steve McQueen, their relationship faced many challenges over the years. MacGraw, famous for her beauty and talent, was drawn to McQueen's raw energy and rebellious charm. McQueen's background had always been complicated. He grew up in a household that was marked by trouble and instability. The scars of a difficult family life followed him into adulthood, shaping his tough persona and struggles with anger. As a young man, he often found himself in trouble, engaging in delinquent acts that could have ruined his future. However, he discovered motorcycles and racing, which became an outlet for his energy and a turning point in his life. This passion didn't just give him discipline, but also opened a path to Hollywood, where his reputation as a gifted actor and action star grew rapidly. The excitement that once fueled their marriage soon ran into obstacles, especially as McQueen's personal battles started to take their toll. Beyond the regular pressures of fame and public attention, the couple faced even greater hardships when McQueen was diagnosed with pleural mesothelioma, a rare and serious illness. The disease, combined with the emotional distance that had developed between them, created a strain that was hard to overcome. In 1977, the two separated, marking the end of a relationship that had been both passionate and fraught with difficulty. Soon after the decade began, audience attention turned to Ali MacGraw, especially as she took on the lead in Love Story. This film quickly became a classic, in large part due to her heartfelt and memorable performance as Jenny, a role that struck a chord with viewers of all backgrounds. The film's emotional weight and popularity carried MacGraw directly into the spotlight, giving her a place among the most recognized actresses of that era. As her career blossomed, so too did the reputation of Steve McQueen, whose screen presence was defined by a much different style. Known for his calm coolness and quiet strength, McQueen made a mark with his roles in Bullitt and Le Mans. In Bullitt, he gave moviegoers unforgettable scenes, especially the famous car chase, reflecting a persona that became his signature both in film and in the public mind. Meanwhile, Le Mans emphasized his love for racing, and his role in that film was notable for both the realistic action and the way he brought authenticity to difficult driving scenes. As both MacGraw and McQueen gained prominence, their careers seemed to reflect two different faces of Hollywood at the time. MacGraw, with her moving, gentle performances, and McQueen, whose tough exterior defined what many saw as the very essence of cinematic masculinity. Meanwhile, sparks flew between Ali MacGraw and Steve McQueen on the set of The Getaway, drawing them together in a way that blurred the line between fiction and reality. Their attraction was more than cinematic. it became a powerful force in their personal lives as well. After the film wrapped, MacGraw and McQueen's connection deepened. Not long after, in 1973, they married, and their relationship quickly captured the public's imagination. However, life with McQueen meant more than just romance. He was a commanding presence with strong ideas about privacy and commitment. As a result, MacGraw made the difficult choice to set aside her thriving acting career. Instead of continuing with film projects and public appearances, she dedicated herself to her new role as McQueen's wife and focused on family. This decision reflected not only loyalty, but also the depth of her devotion. The shift away from Hollywood was not easy. MacGraw had enjoyed tremendous success before stepping into the shadows for McQueen, and the sacrifice highlighted how much she valued her relationship and responsibilities at home. Despite her public image as a glamorous and successful actress, Ali MacGraw navigated many private struggles that were often at odds with her fame. In her relationship with Steve McQueen, both faced significant personal demons. McQueen's heavy drinking and drug use created a tumultuous environment and added pressure on MacGraw, who was experiencing her own emotional battles. She struggled with alcoholism, a challenge that shaped many facets of her life both personally and professionally. Expressing her true self and needs in relationships did not come easily. Instead, MacGraw often found herself suppressing her own thoughts and emotions, choosing self-sacrifice and restraint over confrontation or advocating for what she truly wanted or needed. This pattern became part of her life story, influencing the way she approached not just romantic relationships, but her inner identity as well. By prioritizing others and struggling to assert herself, MacGraw's emotional journey was defined by a deep conflict between her desire for connection and her need for self-expression. Living in the shadow of another's addiction while fighting her own, she faced ongoing challenges to maintain her sense of self and well-being. She often felt pressure to be agreeable, fearing that standing her ground could compromise the fragile bonds she cared so much about. Finding her voice and overcoming these hardships was not easy, and the patterns of self-restraint and emotional hardship followed her through the years, shaping the person she became. Eventually, the marriage between Ali MacGraw and Steve McQueen became troubled as they faced growing tension. By 1977, Ali MacGraw wanted to return to acting after stepping back from her career. This decision caused more conflict between her and McQueen, who did not want her to go back to Hollywood or the spotlight. The disagreement over her career became a central issue in their relationship. McQueen's strong opposition to her goals created a rift that deepened over time, making it more and more difficult for them to connect. The growing strain left both feeling apart from each other. Their differences were no longer just about jobs or home life, but about personal dreams and the ability to support one another. Unable to find common ground, they finally separated. The following year, in 1978, their marriage ended in divorce, closing a chapter that had started with so much promise and public attention. Despite the glamorous image projected in public, there were deeper issues beneath the surface of Steve McQueen and Ali MacGraw's relationship. McQueen's childhood had been marked by abandonment, which led to a complicated emotional world and struggles with trust throughout his life. These unresolved feelings cast a shadow over his marriage to MacGraw, often resulting in turmoil and instability that eventually led to their divorce. Even after the end of her marriage, MacGraw did not let these experiences define her future. She remained devoted to her acting career, carrying the strength she found through adversity. In 1984, she revitalized her presence in the entertainment industry by joining the cast of the well-known television series Dynasty, embracing a new chapter and proving her resilience and enduring commitment to her craft. Through all these transitions, she continued to grow as an actress and as a person, navigating the challenges left behind by her relationship with McQueen and forging ahead independently into new opportunities. Over the years, her dedication to sobriety showed deep resilience and a steady determination to live a better life. She moved away from the world of lights and cameras to focus on rebuilding her health and peace of mind. For decades, she stayed committed to her recovery, giving her the inner strength she needed to stay on her chosen path. During this time, her influence stretched beyond the stage and screen. She played a major role in bringing Hatha Yoga to millions of people across the United States, making it more popular and helping others find tools for emotional and physical well-being. She used her public voice to shine a light on causes she cared about, especially animal welfare. Her work encouraged countless others to make healthier choices and to find comfort and connection in caring for animals. Ultimately, her journey showed how making changes and growing as a person can have an impact far beyond personal struggles, as her actions quietly shaped both cultural trends and the lives of the animals she defended. Throughout her career, Ali MacGraw has shown deep care for animals and the people who work to protect them. She has taken her passion for animal welfare far beyond her personal life by speaking up for those who cannot speak for themselves. As a U.S. Ambassador for Animals Asia, she has taken on an important role to help raise awareness and support for animals facing cruelty or neglect, especially in countries where animal rights are often overlooked. MacGraw's dedication has not gone unnoticed. Her efforts, which include educating the public, appearing at charity events, and supporting critical outreach programs, have made a real difference in many lives, both animal and human. People respect her not only as a well-known actress, but as someone who uses her platform to address tough issues and inspire compassion in others. Her work has even earned her the Humane Education Award from Animal Protection of New Mexico. This award recognizes people who teach others about kindness to animals and highlight the importance of protecting all living creatures. Through her actions and her voice, MacGraw has become a trusted advocate whose influence goes beyond film and into the everyday lives of pets and wildlife. She works to make sure laws protect animals and supports rescue efforts that give stray and mistreated animals a second chance. Her leadership in these causes has made her a respected figure among both animal lovers and people involved in humanitarian work. Years of steady involvement show that MacGraw's commitment is not temporary. Instead, she puts real energy into building a better, kinder world, working with others to promote practical solutions to problems like animal abuse, neglect, and the need for more humane treatment in shelters and rescue centers. All of these efforts have helped highlight how closely linked animal welfare and basic human decency really are, and they set an example for future advocates who want to leave a positive mark on the world. Amid concerns for animal safety during emergencies, Ali MacGraw stepped forward in 2006 to bring attention to a serious issue facing pet owners during wildfires. By working with people for the ethical treatment of animals, she filmed a public service announcement focused on urging residents threatened by wildfire to make their pets' safety a priority. Her message was straightforward and heartfelt. When disaster strikes, pets need to be included in plans for evacuation and safety. Through her PSA, she reminded people that animals often have no way to flee harm by themselves and rely on humans to bring them to safety. This public plea did not stand alone in her efforts for animal welfare. 2 years later, in 2008, she brought her voice to a published work when she contributed the foreword to Paw Prints of Katrina. This book highlights the work of Best Friends Animal Society after Hurricane Katrina, focusing on the tireless rescue and care for pets left behind during that historic disaster. In her writing for the book, she brought attention to the strong bond between people and their animals, emphasizing the heartbreak and hope found in rescue efforts. By drawing from her own compassion for animals, she illustrated how much comfort and healing can be found in the reunions and care that unfolded after the storm. Both her advocacy through public service announcements and her written voice in literature showcase her commitment to animal welfare, showing how she used her public platform to influence how people treat and value pets, especially in times of crisis. Throughout her career, Ali MacGraw has looked back on her marriage to Steve McQueen with a mix of admiration and honesty about the complexities that defined their relationship. She has spoken openly in interviews about the intensity and magnetism that initially drew them together, describing the appeal and charisma McQueen brought into her life. However, she never shied away from acknowledging the obstacles they faced as a couple, particularly the challenges born from their strong personalities and differing viewpoints. When the opportunity arose for her to star in the 1978 film Convoy, directed by Sam Peckinpah, this became a defining moment not only in her career, but also in her personal life. Despite McQueen's vocal opposition to her taking the role, MacGraw stood firm in her decision, recognizing the significance this part could have for her professional growth at that stage. This decision put significant strain on their marriage, highlighting a widening gap in their understanding and expectations of one another. The tension that followed her involvement in Convoy ultimately became a catalyst in their separation, as the conflict over her career choices underscored deeper issues in their relationship. In the years since, MacGraw has looked back on this turning point with a sense of clarity, admitting the sorrow that came with the end of their marriage, but also reaffirming the importance of standing by her own convictions, even in the face of personal loss. After years in the fast-paced world of Hollywood, in 1994, Ali MacGraw chose a new direction by moving to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Her decision was more than just a change of scenery. She wanted to escape the spotlight and experience a more meaningful, peaceful lifestyle. In Santa Fe, she found a community that valued mindfulness, nature, and simplicity, which was very different from the entertainment industry she left behind. MacGraw's passion for wellness grew as she became devoted to the practice of yoga, both for her own well-being and as a way to encourage others to look after their minds and bodies. She became well known in her local community for her commitment to a holistic approach to health. Her work with yoga instructors and participation in local wellness events helped make yoga more popular in Santa Fe and beyond, especially among people who did not think of themselves as the typical students. Over time, MacGraw's influence reached people who looked up to her for guidance, inspiration, and practical advice about how to incorporate mindfulness and yoga into their own lives. Those around her noticed how she truly lived what she taught, making wellness not just a personal habit, but a shared experience. Whether through group classes, casual conversations, or charity events, she showed that yoga was more than an exercise. It was a way to slow down, appreciate life, and build a sense of calm in the midst of everyday challenges. Her shift from star actress to advocate for health and inner peace made a real difference in the wellness and fitness scene, and her legacy in Santa Fe reflects this transformation. Over time, the yoga video called Ali MacGraw Yoga Mind and Body achieved remarkable popularity, quickly turning into a bestseller and having a wide impact across the United States. This video introduced countless people to Hatha Yoga, showing gentle yet powerful poses and sequences that felt both inviting and approachable. With her graceful presence and calm guidance, Ali MacGraw made yoga accessible to many who had never tried it before. Her voice, smooth and encouraging, gave viewers comfort as they learned the practice in their homes. The video not only vividly demonstrated postures, but also explained the philosophy behind the movements, allowing people to understand the deeper meanings of yoga practice and to stick with it even after the exercises ended. Audiences admired her sense of authenticity, and many credited the video for sparking their lifelong journey into yoga. Alongside her work in yoga, Ali MacGraw remained deeply committed to animal welfare. She used her influence to speak out for the care and protection of animals, making animal rights a part of the public conversation. This combination of personal advocacy and accessible teaching inspired viewers and followers to consider not just their own well-being through yoga, but also the compassion and empathy they offer to living creatures around them. The continuing impact of her yoga work is still easy to see, as people across generations remember the video fondly and recommend it to others seeking gentle guidance. In this way, Ali MacGraw's efforts help shape how Americans think about yoga, kindness, and personal